Hi everyone, hope you guys doing an amazing. This is Elle with Realty.ca. Today we honor to have Lorne Andrews, who's owner of Dominion Lending Center here. He's here to answer some of our questions and give us some updates regarding the new situation. Back to Lorne.
Al, thank you so much for having me on. You know what, having great people like you in this industry is actually helping us get information out to some people that really, really need it during this time. And for you to be that resource is perfect. So, why don't you just maybe ask me, whatever questions you want to ask, and we can go through it. And then if any of your contacts have other questions, they can reach out to you after. We can follow up with that. Does that sound good?
Yeah, excellent. Thank you. So we are starting with the first question. Lauren, as an industry built on homeowners, many of the major lenders have pulled together to provide beneficial during this time to help some of the financial stress. What are some of the options lenders are offering right now?
Right, it's a great question. So, I mean, people have heard it. It's been out there on areas, say, for example, mortgage deferments. So, if you're in the situation where you've actually lost your job or you don't have income coming in, most of the lenders are giving you options to actually apply for a deferment. There's not much that's involved in this other than the fact that you do have to have lost a job or there's income has changed. And some lenders are offering, automatic, maybe a 6-month deferment. Many of them, from what I heard right now, they're doing 2 months at a time because we don't know how long this is going to happen, and when people are going to be coming back to work. So basically, and then the other challenge that I hear, L, too, often is that it's hard to get hold of those banks as well. So I'm going to make sure you have resources to make sure that at the end of this, you can connect people to where they want to connect to. Some of the other things that they're looking at too is potentially re-amortizing mortgages to make mortgage payments a little easier, and or making sort of different special payment arrangements. The insurers, so Genworth, CMHC, are also working in conjunction with a lot of the lenders to make this happen as well. So resources are out there. If you're in this particular situation, there's so much that's come out from grants and subsidies from the governments, and obviously the lenders are doing their part as well.
That's
Okay.
awesome.
Good.
Does everyone qualify for these options?
Yeah, like I mentioned, you're going to have some significant change in your income. So if you are laid off and you're not making money, then yes. There's not a large criteria to be able to have this happen, other than maybe showing them that you got laid off, that type of thing. But if you're still working, okay, and there's no change in terms of your income, then no, you're not going to qualify for this. And it's important to know that this program is really designed for those people that need help right now. The more people that actually jump into these programs, it's going to some people are talking about, I've heard this where some people have said, can I just defer my mortgage? I don't really need to, but it'd be great because then I just don't have to worry about it for a couple months. You have to understand there's still interest accumulations. It's not a debt forgiveness. It's just they're just not applying any payments, which means interest is accumulating. So it's going to cost you more eventually, because you're paying interest on the interest that you would have been paid off with that payment. But it's just that temporary relief. So only if you really, really need it, and that's what you should be applying for.
Awesome. Where can someone connect with their financial institution to make these arrangements?
So every institution, so when this first came out, the institutions started getting bombarded and people were complaining, I can't get hold of my lenders. The lenders had sent us out a notice saying, listen, we're getting like 4,000 to 5,000 calls a day. with just people, just inquiries. So now most of the lenders have set up portals or access points where you can actually make these inquiries or these applications. And I'm going to be happy to give this list to you. So if you have anybody that's looking, just forward it to them, and then they can connect with the appropriate lender and where you would get that information for that particular lender.
I see. Lorne, regarding mortgage, they talk about changes to the stress test that were supposed to come in effect in April. Are these still happening?
So the landscapes just changed. We had to put the pause button on a lot of this stuff. So no, the stress test did go down because interest rates started to float down for a little while as well. So it went down from 5.19 to 5.04, which is what it is right now. So there was a marginal improvement, but they were talking about a different way to structure the stress test, which would be more indicative in terms of how the market conditions are. But because things have changed so much, they've put a pause on that. So we really need to wait to see things to come back to normal till they do the adjustments to that stress test that they talked about. So hopefully we get over this and things get back to normal as soon as possible. And then they'll announce when that date will be next time when they're going to start, when they will do that adjustment to the stress test. But that's a great question.
Okay. Lorne, at this time, many people lost their job. So I have the other question. What are some of the things we can do if we find ourselves facing financial difficulties?
Yeah, that's a great question. Because there's, we have to look at kind of all sort of different areas. Okay, so we talked about your existing mortgage, maybe deferring some of those payments for a little while. That could be helpful. Internally, we got to look at maybe some of our costs. So, I just talked to somebody that they were used to taking their kids and to Tim Hortons every day, and they looked at how much money they were actually saving by not doing that. So there's other things that we're doing that maybe we can cut down on some expenses, right? So we got to look internally, maybe do some budgeting. Right now is a great time to actually really look at, moving forward, how you're actually going to move forward, and then maybe restructure some of these things. On the financing side, we're actually looking at refinances and getting access to equity for people. We have a short-term loan program where we can get like $40,000 if you're a homeowner, funded with it. It's like a loan. It's not even like a second mortgage. It's like it's set up like a loan, but it's available in funds within a few days, that type of thing. So there's those sorts of things. You also need to, if you have credit cards and everything else, if you find yourself in a position where you're about to get behind in credit cards or those sort of things, you need to reach out to the credit card companies first. You definitely don't want things to affect your credit scores, because this will affect in terms of how moving forward, how you come out of this, of what you're able to do. So you want to reach out to those companies. They'll make arrangements, or they're working with everybody in terms of making arrangements. And you also want to look at other resources. So all those government resources and all that report that I'm going to send to you kind of has so the government subsidies and everything else that are available. So people can tap into those as well. But those are some of the things I would look at, or different options you can look at. Everybody's going to be unique. And I think at any time, we look at everybody's particular situation from a holistic point of view in terms of short-term, long-term goals, and we'll make sure that we connect you with the proper resources as well. And I'll make sure that you have that report too, and share it with anybody that needs it.
Thank you so much. As usual, you're awesome, and it's a pleasure to work with you.
Elle, thank you so much. I really appreciate you including me in this, and I love the value you bring to your people. And once again, I just appreciate being part of it.
Thank you. If you guys have any questions regarding the topics that Lorne Andrews talk, you can reach me at 416-919-3325. And we're here to help you at this time. And Lorne is a good source for financial issues, or if you have any problem or questions regarding the mortgage. We are as a team, we are going to make sure that you guys can pass this time with less stress. And again, you guys can reach me at any time. We're here to help you. Bye for now.